lost in the shuffle for most of the night with the cars in the GT2 category. In a field of over 70 machines, only about a dozen GT2 cars took the green flag Saturday afternoon. Dominating the class were the Porsche 911s from the Konrad Motorsport team. The number 97 of Peter Kitchak, Toni Seiler, and Wido Roessler lost the lead to its sister number 98 team car, driven by Franz Konrad, Larry Schumacher, Nick Ham, and Rob Hearn, shortly before 8
Second
p.m.
place in GT2 is on pit road. This is the CJ Motorsports Porsche 911. They've had a great race and a pain-free race. Duncan Hausman has just climbed out. He's been in that car. They are 8 laps behind the GT2 division-leading 97 car, Konrad Motorsports Porsche. In fact, they are pitted directly in front of the 97 car, which is due in any minute. Peter Kitchak is in that car. Angelo Zadra will be climbing into the 97. Right now, still fueling the 04, working on the right side, getting ready to send him back out on the track. He's got some damage on the left front. You swing around to the right side and get a look at that car. But again, they are 8 laps down, the 04 CJ Motorsports Porsche, 8 laps down to the GT2 97 car, which is due in shortly.
8 laps. What is 8 laps? A 3.5-mile racetrack, 30-odd miles. He's down to
cake,
Bill Weber now.
And this is the Konrad Motorsports Porsche. Now, this is the 97 car. They've gotten fuel and 4-sticker Pirelli tires. When we left you, their teammate, the 98 car, was running extremely well in this class, but about 11:45 last night with Nick Ham at the wheel, the 98 car broke a crankshaft and had to retire. Right now, Peter Kitchak from Minnesota is getting out. Angelo Zadra is climbing in. He's from Italy. So right now, they are making the driver change and sending that car back out on the racetrack. Also on pit road, the 21 Porsche, the one that just had contact with the race leader. It got checked over, and it is returning to the track.
That is the number 21 Porsche 911, being shared by Regis Schuch, Andre Larzande, Mauricio Sala, and Flavio Trinidad, Brazilians all. Here is the GT2 standing right now. The Seiler car up front, followed by the 04 that we saw earlier in the pits.
This is where many guys have crashed leaving the pit lane. This is our GT2 leader in the pit lane. Marty Reed is there.
Yeah, guys, and they have made the driver change, although I got to tell you, I did not get down here quickly enough to find out who it is. We'll get the update on that as soon as we can. Making a 4-tire change. The car looks in remarkably good shape, considering the fact that we are well into this race. And the guy's making one final adjustment inside, reaches into the cockpit. That's okay now. It looks like car's down and away. I'll get to the driver in just a second.
Konrad Schumacher Motorsports, 2 teams that race in this class, combining their efforts. Franz Konrad and Larry Schumacher, the bosses of their own teams respectively. Schumacher, a 2-time champion in American sports car racing, driving in this class. 2 nicely turned out cars, and that car runs 10th overall. So they are marching up through the field. The GT2 class leader is in the pits, and Marty Reed is there.
Yeah, guys, and they're up underneath. They still have that vibration. Remember, we thought it was the tires. They thought it was the tires. All of a sudden, it came back. They have now made 2 unscheduled pit stops. Franz Konrad is climbing into the car, and he will go back out. But they are checking the rear assembly area. It looks like they're checking the half shafts right now to see if they are the problem. But this team could be in jeopardy here. Remember, their team car is already out. This is their last hope of victory here in GT2.
Hard at work, shouting instructions to one another. Cannot pass quickly enough. There's a leader in the GT2 class, Marty Reed.
And Franz Konrad is climbing out, so I don't know if this is a terminal situation, but it looks like it is going to take some time. He is ordering the team. Remember, he is the team owner, and he is ordering the crew to put the car up, get him up on jacks, and let's take a look and figure out what is wrong underneath the leading 97 Porsche here in GT2. I'll try and get a word with it as soon as I can.
So we may have a change coming up in this class as well. Konrad Porsches have absolutely dominated this class.
You can see them working on the rear section of the car here, and Franz Konrad is with me. And Franz, I want to quickly ask you, what do you think the problem is? Are you going to be able to fix it? You got a 4-lap lead.
We didn't know exactly the problem. Maybe a drive shaft, maybe the slip differential. We don't know. So we try to fix it, and then we go out and see again what's happened.
Well, you can see he's getting ready to put the helmet back on, and he's going back to work. We'll keep you posted.
Well, they remain the leaders in class.
but that doesn't sound very good. You know, we don't know what the problem is. We'll try this and see if that works.
The lead has been cut down to about 2 laps over the second place car in class, the 04 Porsche.
And that is the half shaft that you see down there on the lower portion of the screen that they have changed out. That has CV joint on either end, which can cause a big vibration.
Let's get back to the race lead now. The 04 GT2 car, hoping to assume the lead in that class, if the Konrad Porsche cannot get back out and run well. Now, the 97 car is still in pit lane. This car is about to assume the lead in GT2. As they flash across the yellow stripe at the flag stand, they will go on to the same lap as the class leader right now. There is the class leader, nowhere close to being ready to leave the pit. So we expect a new leader in class, GT2, in just a moment.
Now, if they can get that 97 car up and running, it was running laps quite a bit quicker than this 04 car, but...
Oh, now here comes the car that was just about to take the class lead in GT2, headed for the pit lane.
Well, 1 sec now. If he drives by the 97 car,
well, he will be coming.
He will take the lead.
But not officially.
And look at this, look at this. There it is.
He just took the front of him. The slowest lead pass in Daytona history.
It's not official until they actually leave the pits and cross the timing stripe.
Okay, but unofficially,
don't let the facts get in the way of a good story.
Now, if both cars broke right now and never left the pits, who would win the class?
Probably the 97 car.
I don't know, but somebody would give themselves a hernia trying to push their car across that stripe. Recall the very first race here at Daytona. Just a couple of hours in length, dominated by Dan Gurney, whose car suffered mechanical problems in the closing minutes of the race, so he parked it at the flag stand. The rules stated you had to cross the finish line under your own power. So while his rivals raced around to try to catch him, he cranked the engine, crossed the start-finish line, and took the checkered flag to win the first one. Down to Marty Reed.
Well, guys, the 97 car has just pulled out, so he has retaken the lead as he's crossed the stripe. Patrick Hausman is in. John Graham is out of the 04, and they're going to have to play catch-up again. But I did notice some smoke from the back of the 97 Porsche. You may want to keep an eye on it.
Now, that smoke obviously could be just from the work that they were doing, Marty, because they were under there changing the half shaft and the CV joints. You have to use a lot of grease, and if you get grease anywhere on any of the exhaust pipes, as soon as you fire it up, it will smoke. So if the vibration is cured, they should be okay, but we don't know that yet.
Meanwhile, while these pit stops were going on, the leader in the GT3 category, the number 10 BMW, has moved past the leaders in GT2. And the leaders in all 4 of our classes are now right there in the top 10. We'll be back with more live from Daytona. 3 hours, 12 minutes to go. Here's the battle for 8th and 9th. The car on the right, the red, white, and black BMW, is the GT3 class leader, being passed by the GT2 class leader for a position in the overall top 10.
And that 97 car nicely back up to speed, turning laps in the 155 range, running very strong. Of course, the 10 car has no reason to race him. The 10 car is leading the GT3 class.
Look at how the nose of that car has been sandblasted. Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway. Watching the battle. The 04 car flashing past in the GT2 class, taking a position and 4th place in the overall. Moving by the number 97 Porsche 911 as it re-enters the race from pit lane. Marty Reed has more.
Yeah, they just made a pit stop, and Franz Konrad is in behind the wheel on the 97 car. Now, the problem they face is they have to take a splash. I talked to Wido Roessler right as they pulled out. He says, we will need a splash at about the 10-minute mark. So this battle is going to be nip and tuck. It's going to come down to fuel because, remember, the other team, the 04 car, is trying to make this in one more stop.
Leaderboard and see how they stand with the first 2 cars in class running almost nose to tail. Eisman and Konrad. The next car, as you see, the Dodge Viper GTSR, 37 laps behind. Number 98 car that sat on pole at record speed for this race. Retired some hours ago.
The 04 is in. This is a leader in GT2 by 16.4 seconds. Now, Patrick Hausman is climbing out. Behind the wheel, the veteran endurance racer, John Morton. Now, this team is gambling. Remember, we talked to the 97 crew. They said they'll need a splash with 10 minutes to go. These guys got 4 more laps, so that means at 2 minutes a lap, that's 8 minutes. If I do my math, they may be 2 minutes short on fuel, but they are going to gamble, and they are going to go the distance. This is really going to be interesting. The 97 has just passed to take the lead. Hausman finishing the buckling up short. The pits are side by side here, so the 97 crew is getting to watch everything about this, and the stopwatches are going. I mean, everybody's got 2 in their hands, and they are waiting to see if there's going to be a problem, but they're making sure they get every ounce of fuel this time around. They have the advantage if they can go the distance, but like I said, they may be 2 minutes short.
2 minutes. Is that something you could affect with short shifting and rev management and what have you?
Well, I would say you could, but you would have to short shift quite a bit. Maybe some drafting. Although that's the awkward thing at the end of a race like this, where you're trying to race for a position and you want to draft guys and everyone else is just out there cruising around because they have no one else to race. And we saw that with Pappas a couple of years ago.
Short-term draft.
Back on track. The story yet to be told in the GT2 category. It is 12 o'clock, noon Eastern time at Daytona International Speedway. Entering the final hour of the 1998 Rolex 24 at Daytona. We have as many stories to tell as there are cars remaining in the race, and then some. We'll be back with more live from Daytona in just a moment. In GT2, it is Porsche's once again, first and second. If they hold on, the GT1 and 2 victories would be the 50th and 51st for Porsche in classes other than the overall in this race. And as we mentioned earlier, the Dodge Viper runs third there. There's the leader. Number 97 machine, the 98 car, the sister car to this one, sat on pole for this race once again at record speed, but was not able to make the entire distance. In the GT3 category, the defending champions from BMW. There is a battle going on and some interesting strategy coming up when we get to the GT2 class. Look at 4th and 5th, the 97 Porsche, followed by the 04. They are less than a lap apart. And there is a pit stop coming for one car, Marty Reed.
Yeah, guys, the 97, Franz Konrad at the wheel. He's in the lead now by just over a lap. He just passed the 04 about 2 laps ago. And they have got to go as fast as they can right now. They want to build up a nice time cushion because they are going to have to stop for fuel with about 10 minutes to go. The 04, on the other hand, has the capability, at least they think so, of going the distance. And John Morton just called in, and we just found out, though, they may have some problem. The brakes are starting to fade in the 04.
Never a good thing, but especially here at Daytona where the speeds are so high. There are the 3 class leaders running, 3 of the 4 class leaders running together.
Well, you know, it's very popular for a marque such as Porsche to gather their cars together to bring them over the line in some type of formation. And at this point, the positions, although this 97 car hasn't locked down anything yet. Certainly the GT1 category is pretty much locked down, but still a very solid battle in the GT2 category with the 97 Porsche.
We've had 2 of the 4 class leaders. We've seen the earlier we said that the 97 car in the GT2 class would have to make a quick pit stop for fuel. That stop has now been made. And they remain the race leaders, maintaining a gap of about a lap over the second place 04 Porsche. Here's that. The BMW will win GT3, and the Porsche 911 GT1 will win that class. But our story today, followed by a phalanx of Porsches, winners in the GT1 category and the GT2 class. Once again, a victory for Porsche. A Porsche 911 GT2 car over a similar car, finishing 1 lap down. In a class dominated by Porsches, it's only right that they should finish on top, down to Marty Reed.
Yeah, and you're looking at the 5 guys who gave Porsche their 51st victory. Konrad Motorsports, because I guess the GT1 guys sort of beat you to the line, so they get the 50th. But Franz, you've won Sebring, but this is your first Rolex win. How do you feel? I mean, you got to be pumped.
Yes, I feel very good in the moment. Well, I feel a little bit worse. All my co-drivers did the big job all over the night, and I jump over to the car. So I do my best, and in the end we win the race, so it was fantastic. I feel really good.
Toni, what is it like? I mean, basically he's saying he made you guys do all the hard work.
In the night it's very much traffic, the light, and I'm very happy for the team, for the Konrad team, and for my driver. Very, very happy.
Angelo, let's move over to you. It was a little nip and tuck there at the end with the 04 car, very close.
Yes, we had a long race. We are very tired. I'm very happy also because it's the first time that I drive in Daytona, and I was the winner of the GT2 competition.
Wido, Roessler, I know you were really worried there when the 04 was like on the same lap with you, but then I saw that big smile when you got that lap lead.
Oh, that's right. It was, for me, the biggest victory, whatever. Last year, the Sebring win with Franz together, and now here it's biggest for me, and can't be better.
And Peter Kitchak from Excelsior, Minnesota, how did you get in with all these foreign guys?
Well, it was, I talked to Franz, and he asked me if I'd drive with them, and it was just a wonderful opportunity. And 3 years ago, I thought that it would be great to just do this race, and never thought that I'd have a chance to be a part of such a great team and such a great group of guys. Franz had done a tremendous job preparing the car, and the Porsche that we raced just ran and ran and ran, and it got close at the end, but we did well.
Well, this is truly an international team, guys, from Minnesota, Switzerland, Germany, and Italy. Your winners in GT2.
Thanks, Marty. Congratulations to Peter Kitchak, Toni Seiler, Angelo Zadra, and Wido Roessler, and to car owners Franz Konrad and Larry Schumacher. A great job.